Okay, so it's time for the listing consultation. That means you're thinking about selling your house and you've called me to come out and tell you what I think. So I'm going to prepare you a little bit for what to expect when you're expecting me. First of all, super important, I want you to take off your homeowner glasses or your home seller glasses, and I want you to put on your buyer glasses because we want to take a tour of the home, disconnected from any sentimental feelings about the house, which is hard to do, I know, but we want to look at the house like a buyer is going to look at it. We want to tour through the house as though we just came from a brand new construction, because chances are any buyers touring your house will have also looked at new construction. So we want to walk through your house thinking, how does this house compare to what I just saw in a brand new construction an hour ago? When I'm at your home, the first thing I'm going to do is take a tour, and I'm going to be looking for what finishes you have on your countertops and floors, what your hardware looks like on your hinges and light fixtures and plumbing fixtures. I'm going to look at what your appliances are made out of, what is updated, what's dated, what is in disrepair, such as are there any pieces of wood trim that have peeling paint or anything that's rotten. Does your roof or house need to be pressure washed? Does your drives and walks need to be pressure washed? And specifically, I am looking not at how neat and clean and tidy your house is so much as what are the finishes, features, and benefits of your house, and how do those things compare to the comparable sold properties that I will have a list of with me when I come. So I'll run a report and look at what properties have sold in your vicinity that are similar in size and age to the house that you're trying to sell. Now, I won't have an exact figure for you, or really probably be able to give you any kind of definite price range until I've done this tour and talked to you about the property, come back to the office to do a market analysis. And there are a lot of reasons for that, but basically, each individual house has details and specifics about it that I need to take into account, such as, how much did a seller pay for closing costs on behalf of a buyer? Were there any extenuating circumstances that made that seller sell their home for significantly under what I feel is market value? So I'll do a market analysis, and then I'll get back to you in a timely manner about a suggested list price. I'll explain to you why I priced it like I priced it, and where I think it will likely appraise. Again, I'm not an appraiser, but where I think it will likely appraise. And then we can work together to set, a list price that we think will elicit a reasonable offer within a relatively short amount of time. Now, I do not take every single listing that a client wants to list with me. And the reason is because my loyalty and my obligation is to represent you professionally and ethically, and to not mislead you about what I think your property's worth. That's actually one thing that's stipulated in the Realtor Code of Ethics, is to not misrepresent to you or mislead you about the value of your property. So, for example, if I think your house will sell for $400,000 and you tell me that you want to list it for $500,000, and I go back to the drawing board and I look at it every way from Sunday, and I just say, there's no way that I can sell your house for $500,000. I'm going to tell you that. I will promise you right now, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to tell you I can sell it for $500 when I know I can't. Put my sign in the yard and use your yard as advertising space for my sign to get business, and then consistently and constantly try to get you to lower your price to what I've always all along felt was reasonable, in order just to get the sale because I'm greedy. I'm not going to do that. I'd rather lose a listing than mislead you about the value of your property. So I make you that promise. When we're walking through the house, there's a few things I want to know. I would like to know what is not functioning properly and what is your plan to address that. I'd like to see a survey if you have one. I'd love to see a previous appraisal, mainly because it has your accurate square footage on it and some additional notes that will help me when pricing the home. And I'd also like to see a warranty deed. So if you have a file from where you purchased the house, those documents should be in that folder, and it would be great for you to have that while I'm there at the meeting. Now, don't feel like your house has to be completely neat and tidy with all the beds made. The tidier, the better, but I'm not there to look at cleanliness. I'm really there to look at features such as those things I listed earlier in the video, like what's on your floor, what type of appliances do you have, what's working, what your kitchen countertops are, how many appliances remain with the house, do you have an improved outbuilding, does the refrigerator stay? Those kinds of things are very helpful. So I also really, really want to know, why are you selling? That's one of the most important things for me to know. Why are you selling? Where are you going? What are you going to do with the money you get from the sale of the house? Are there any extenuating circumstances I need to know about? Like, did you lose a job? Are you trying to get closer to grandkids? Is there an illness in the family that requires you to downsize or move? These are all very important things that help me constantly stay motivated to assist you in the sale of your property so I can get you on to the next phase. Now, if you have any questions, please let me know. One of the things we will do, of course, at our first meeting, if this is our first meeting, is the working with the real estate broker form. So I want to reference you to that. There's a video specially dedicated to that, and that form is also on my website. It just is really important that you understand that form and you know that any realtor, whether it's me or someone else, needs to cover that form with you so that you have the autonomy and the ability to make a choice on how you want to work with the realtor and what information you want to disclose to a realtor before you've decided whether you want a realtor to represent you. So make sure you're familiar with that form. And if you have any questions, please let me know by text or by phone. Please gather a survey, an appraisal, and a deed if you have it, and get ready to put those buyer glasses on, because we're going to look at this property like we're thinking about buying it. We're going to look at anything that's wrong with it, as well as what is super fabulous about it, because every house has a little of both. Any questions, let me know.